This video is brought to you by
Cool green clothing coming straight up out of that DMV. You know what it is. This that Baltimore designer right here. Come on now, come and show some love and show some support. Go online right now, coolgreenclothing.com, and make your purchase. Oh yeah, by the way, if you ain't cool and getting the green, you're in the way, and that's just basic.
What's going on, YouTube, fam? This your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one, fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, be sure to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. Let's get right into the story. When two people get together and choose to bring a child into this world, a lot of times things might not play out like you had in your mind before conception. Well, most people that choose to lay down and do their thing unprotected, it's probably because they had some kind of bond, love, or trust for each other. Of course, we all know that's not always the case. You have whoopsie moments or two people being irresponsible, just trying to have fun. But once it's decided that baby will be kept and comes into this world, none of that really matters. Both parties are responsible for raising them. In a lot of situations, the relationship between the parents might not work out. And for a lot of people, the hard part is co-parenting. It's no guidebook to raising kids. Some try to come to a common ground, who the child will live with, how often they will visit the other parent, school, activities, things that shape them and life. But it's just certain things some baby mothers and baby fathers don't agree on. The one big thing we all hear a lot is, I don't care what you do, just don't have another man or another woman around my child. Which, if y'all are not together and are both dating other people, seems a little bit impossible. Some individuals honor that rule, at least at first, until their new situation gets serious, because now it's a package deal. Whoever you choose to be with has to accept you and your child to take the relationship to the next level. And while you would think everybody would be grown, introduce your new person to your child's other parent and set healthy boundaries on discipline and the child's needs, sometimes it just doesn't work like that. And when two parents have different styles of raising their child, things can go left real fast. And on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we'll be discussing the case of a man who snapped after another man answered his baby mother's door while he was dropping off his daughter. Back in 2018, 24-year-old Anthony Austin and his baby mother, who we will call Shay, were not together, but shared a daughter. Anthony, like most men who have daughters, felt Shay should let him know or not have any other men around his daughter at all. But the problem was Shay had friends and liked to have fun, and some of them friends were men. She had an apartment over east on Billie Holiday Court right off of Chase Street. Their daughter lived with Shay, but Anthony would visit and pick her up all the time. Another young man in Shay's life was 26-year-old Quintez Harris, known by family and friends as Reds. Reds was the father himself to a son, and being a person that often spent his free time listening to music, cooking, and cooling with friends and family, Reds would sometimes pull up to Shay's apartment to have a few drinks and catch a vibe. On January 24th, 2018, Anthony went to pick up his daughter from Shay. Everything was everything at first, and he told her he would swing by later to drop her back off. Once Anthony dipped, Shay called her cousin and two homeboys over to kick back, one of the men being Quintez. As they were cooling, chopping it up, and sipping, a knock on the door startled everybody. Not thinking Anthony would bring their daughter back that fast, Shay allowed Quintez to answer the door. But once it opened, it was in fact Anthony. The two men made eye contact, but then nothing was said. Then Anthony approached Shay, like, yo, what I told you about having all them different dudes around my daughter. A little tipsy at the time, Shay let it be known she didn't have time for Anthony talking crazy and that he should leave. Stuck on the fact it was 2 men there, Anthony wasn't trying to hear none of that. That's when Quintez stepped in, like, yo, go ahead. After that, within seconds, the 2 men started fighting. Then shots went off. A police that was in the area heard the shots and rushed to the building to find Shay holding Quintez, who was suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was rushed to a local hospital, but unfortunately, he would pass away from his injuries. Back at the scene, BPD noticed bullet holes in the ceiling and shell casings on the floor. During the first police interview, Shay refused to talk, but during the second one, she told detectives her baby father Anthony was mad she had friends over while his daughter would be home. After Quintez answered the door, he felt some kind of way and started yelling, asking her, "What did I tell you?" She claimed the two started fighting and Quintez was getting the best of Anthony, pulled his hoodie over his head and was beating him. That's when she heard the shots, saw Reds fall, and Anthony run away. She claimed the situation happened so fast she never saw Anthony shoot though, but she knew for a fact Reds didn't have a gun on him, neither did her cousin or the other friend that was at the home at the time. After the interview, a warrant was put out for Anthony. He soon was picked up and taken into custody, charged with first-degree hit and weapon violations. Quintez's family was hurt. The young man lost his life for being at a friend's house and opening up her door with her permission. It was never stated if Shay and Reds were dating. As the case started making its way to trial, the only witness was Shay, and DNA evidence found on Anthony's hoodie that matched Quintez. But now, Shay was refusing to come to court and take the stand on her baby father. And subpoenaed and threats of arrest, she finally agreed to take the stand. But the conversation was different from her police interview. She stated she didn't remember much from that day because she was intoxicated. When asked did Anthony pick up their daughter, she stated yes. When asked when he dropped her back off, did Reds answer her door, she also stated yes. But when it came time to ask about the fight and the actual shooting, she claimed she didn't recall. The state reminded Shay of her second interview with detectives and how she stated she saw what happened, but she stuck to her story. But with DNA evidence and a prior interview, that was enough for Anthony to be found guilty on the lesser charge of second-degree hit and use of a firearm during a crime of violence. Rest in peace to Quintez. I send my prayers and condolences to his family. Unfortunately, sometimes situations like this happen. Whether the parents can't come to a mutual agreement on how they want their child to be raised, or just male ego and pride send another man opening your baby mother door. But the thing is, if y'all are not together and that's her spot she pay bills at, that's really her business. I have daughters also, so I definitely feel you gotta know who is around your child and what they are into. You gotta allow your baby mother to also make that discernment herself. Because as men, we can overreact. And now a life is gone and you sitting in a cell. I'm gonna end this one with a question. For everybody that has a baby mother or baby father out there, do you think it's right to bring other men or women around your child? If y'all are in a relationship, or even if that's your friend, or do you think that shouldn't happen until you know for sure that person will be in your life? How do you handle moving on and co-parenting? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, man, crazy situation. Rest in peace, that man. I know a lot of people will say, well, she shouldn't have had the man there if he asked her not to. But when you move on and you're not with somebody, we all been through it. I've been through it with my baby mother. I done been through it in other situations, being the other guy. You feel me? You just got to accept that. Or if you can't accept it, then you and your peoples got to come to a common ground. But if two people on two different kind of times, it'll never work. But yeah, y'all let me know. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of the Baltimore Way. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.